Hey, what's up? In this video, I'm going to show you how you can do some incredible things using the data filter option in Excel. If you find this video helpful, please leave a like down below and consider subscribing for more videos that are going to make your office tasks much easier to complete. I would highly recommend that you download the practice Excel from the description down below so you can follow along with me. So this is the Excel sheet that you would have downloaded. Okay, so first things first, you need to actually get the drop-down options on your table. To do this, you can just go into the data section on your ribbon and click on filter, or you can use the Excel shortcuts Ctrl+Shift+L for Windows or Command+Shift+F for Mac. Keep in mind that when you just click on the filter option, Excel is going to figure out what portion of your table should be filtered. So if you want to filter only a specific portion of your table, then it's advisable that you actually select the area that needs to be filtered and then click on the filter option. The first thing that you're going to be able to do using the filter option is sort your data. You can either sort from smallest to largest, or you can sort largest to smallest. Now you can also see that when we are sorting the salary column, it also moves the corresponding columns that pertain to each salary. Now the second thing that you're going to be able to do is select each item individually manually. So you can go ahead and select all, or you can unselect all and select each item. So if you want to see only executives, you can go ahead and do that. If you have any questions during this video, let me know in the comment section and I'll try to answer as many as possible. You're also able to filter your cells by color. So you can go ahead and filter by the cell color, which is yellow in this case, or you can also filter by font color. Now here's something that a lot of people don't know. You can actually add icons to a set of data, and to do this you would go to conditional formatting, icon sets, more rules, and then you can set the icons just the way you want it. So let's say green is the top 67%, and then we have yellow for up to 33%, and then below 33% is red. You can go ahead and click on OK, and you have now a set of icons listed against your data automatically. But what's cool is that you can also go ahead and filter by a different icon, so that now you're not manually doing different colors, but Excel is automatically sorting your data and you are able to filter it as well. But in my opinion, the most useful feature when it comes to filters is using the custom filter feature. And to do this, you come to the number filter section. You can either select the options here, or you can go into the customize filter tab. It opens up a dialog box and you can then manually select one by one whatever you need to do. But let's go from first to last to understand what each of them mean, and then we can go ahead and look at customized filter. So the first one is equals under text filters, and it's pretty straightforward. If you want manager, it has to be equal to manager. That's what it means. So let's go ahead and type manager and hit enter, and it's going to filter all the managers. Likewise, if you go to the second option, does not equal, and if we say managers, it's going to give you all the options other than managers. Let's move on to the second section where it's more related to numbers. We can say that we want to filter all the data that is above, let's say 25,000, and click on enter. That's going to filter it out for you. We can also go ahead and click on greater than or equal to. Pretty similar, pretty straightforward. Let's say we want everything that's greater than or equal to 22,000. And you can see that it filters that out for you. The next option would be less than. Again, let's say 22,000, so we can see the difference. It's not going to include 22,000 because it's not and equal to. So it excludes 22,000 and includes everything less than that amount. The next one now is less than or equal to, let's say 22,000 again. And this time it's going to have the same information plus including the 22,000 itself. The next one is in between. So less than, equal to, and greater than equal to. So let's now say that we want all the data between 20,000 and 10,000. So it should bring out these four data sets. Let's go ahead and say between, greater than or equal to 10,000, and less than or equal to 20,000. Click on OK and you can see that it's brought out those 4 datasets. The next option is going to be top 10, which will bring out this dialog box. You can say the top or the bottom, how many items you want to show and what you want to show it based on. Do you want to show the actual figures or the percentage? Let's say we want to see the top 5 salary earners by amount. It will show you everything from 50,000 to 26,000, and if I remove the filters, you can see that those are in fact the top 5 earners. And likewise, you can also go ahead and do percentage if you want to. The next option is now above average, which Excel is going to calculate the average for you and show you all the items which are above average. Likewise, you can go ahead and select below average. Now, according to me, one of the best and most useful features when it comes to filtering is using the customized filter option. Now, you have a lot of different things here. You can go ahead and it's all pretty straightforward. It's all plain English. So you can say that you want to filter something that ends with ER, right? And it will filter out all the managers and assistant managers because it ends with ER. Let's go ahead and clear this filter and go here and say we want to filter out all the employee numbers begins with 300. We can go ahead and click on OK and we can see that it filters out all the 300 employee numbers only. Now let's take this one step further, right? Let's go into customize filter begins with 300 or begins with 100. So it's going to filter out all the employee numbers that only start with 300 or 100. Whereas if I filter out all of them, you can see that there are employee numbers that start with 200 as well and 400 as well. So let me quickly go through what each of these options mean. Equal to is pretty straightforward. It is equal to a specific number or an item. Does not equal will have all the options other than that specific item. Is greater than is a value based filter where you can get all the values that are greater than the specific value that you mention. Greater than or equal to is similar to greater than except that it will include the value that you mention in this field. Less than and less than or equal to is pretty self-explanatory and are similar to greater than and greater than or equal to. Begins with is exactly what I just demonstrated, and does not begin with will show you everything other than what you specify in this field. So for example, we said begins with 300. If we select does not begin with 300, it's going to filter out all the options other than those items that start with 300. I also showed you earlier what ends with does when I said ends with ER and it filtered out all the managers and assistant manager. If I say does not end with ER, it will filter out only the executives. We can also say contains, and let me quickly demonstrate what contains and does not contain do. Let's say now for some reason we want to filter out all the names that contain the letter O in their names. I don't know why we would need this, but here we go. Just have to click OK and we can see that Christopher, John and Robert have the letter O in their names. We can also go ahead and likewise say does not contain O, and you can see that Christopher, John and Robert are not appearing in this filtered list. Another very useful feature when it comes to filter is this search box right here, and you can just open the filter, come in here and start typing whatever you need and it will filter those items for you directly. It's very, very useful to just be quick when you're doing your work. And this works with text as well. We can come down here and just type Ash and enter and Ashley will pop up. And another example would be Chris and enter and Christopher will pop up. So this is very useful. This is one of the things that I use the most and it's very underrated because it just happens during the flow of your work without even realizing it. Another thing that I highly recommend that you try out is to not use the mouse to access the filter. All you have to do is come into the cell where you have the filter drop down, hit Alt and down to access the menu. You can use the arrow keys then to reach down to whichever option you need to select. Hit the space bar to select or unselect any option. And then once you have selected, all you have to do is hit enter and you have the list of filtered options that you have selected. Now click here for more Excel tutorials so you can boss your office. My name is Kenneth. Don't forget to like the video if you found it useful and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future Excel tutorial videos. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.